The New York Giants have declared the end of the Daniel Jones era. At 2-8, they decided to bench their $82 million guaranteed quarterback. Sad. They're so done with him that they demoted him to the third string emergency quarterback. The Giants might be the biggest disaster in all of football, although I'm sure the Jets and Panthers would like a word. Let's break down this train wreck, shall we? In 2022, Daniel Jones threw 15 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Not just a stretch of that year, we're talking about the whole last season. Doesn't matter any name that you attach to those stats for any starting quarterback in the NFL, that is the very definition of mid. And I'll even add in the 7 rushing touchdowns for that year, which means that you also have to account for the 4 lost fumbles. In total, 22 touchdowns, 9 total turnovers. Survey says. And for that bum-ass production, Giants GM Joe Schoen made the decision to invest in Jones instead of current MVP candidate Saquon Barkley. Why? Probably because that same season they won a playoff game against my Minnesota Vikings in the wild card round. That game, Jones threw for 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, also ran for 78 yards. Amazing. There's only one problem with that. If the Giants had done their proper research, they would have recognized that that same Vikings defense, led by former defensive coordinator Ed Donatel, was among the worst in the league. Every quarterback went off against the Vikings that year. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone, including backup Jets quarterback Mike White. Mac Jones, the bust that he is as a first-round quarterback, had his career best game against that Vikings defense. Y'all remember Isaiah Hodgins, Giants receiver? That playoff game against the Vikings, he had over 100 yards and a score. Never even had another 100-yard game before or after that playoff game. His career best performance. Coincidence? No, because his second best career game was also against the Minnesota Vikings that same year against that same defense in the regular season. 89 yards and a touchdown. You want to know what happened to Isaiah Hodgins since then? He's now a practice squad player. Instead of recognizing that playoff game as a mirage, the Giants, they took it as gospel. Since that time, Daniel Jones has been what he has always been. A mid-ass quarterback, actually worse than mid. The Giants, with them demoting him to third string, they're saying he's unplayable. Start spreading the news. Daniel Jones's ass. Respectfully, only as a football player. He's now the third string quarterback. New York, New York. Hey, Joe Schoen needs to be fired.